Well, good afternoon, world. Good early afternoon. It's about 12:40, and welcome to Reading with Kermie. Chris here, aka Kermie. And how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's well. Trying to adjust it so you can see my free hug shirt. I love this shirt. I don't wear it all the time, but today just felt like one of those free hug days. And plus, there was a recommendation scrolling down Facebook and wear green today. So I was like, oh, well, I haven't worn that shirt in a while, so let's check it out. And looks pretty good, eh? So if you see me around today by chance out there in the world, come and get me. All right, how is everybody doing today on this Tuesday afternoon in this next chapter of Don't Stress the Small Stuff? It's just small stuff. So let's get started. I just read the title and I was like, oh, that sounds like an interesting read today. And it says, read articles and books with entirely different points of view from your own and try to learn something. What we're doing there is reading the book. So let's check it out, see what it has to say. Have you ever noticed that practically everything you read justifies and reinforces your own opinions and views on life? The same is true with our radio and television listening and viewing choices as well. In fact, on Americans' most popular radio talk show, callers often identify themselves as ditto heads, meaning I agree with everything you say. Tell me more. Liberals, conservatives, we're all the same. We form opinions and then spend our entire lifetime validating what we believe to be true. This strategy is sad because there is so much we can learn from points of view that are different from our own. It's also sad because the stubbornness it takes to keep our heart and mind closed to everything other than our own point of view creates a great deal of inner stress. Yeah. A closed mind is always fighting to keep everything else at arm's length. We forget that we're all equally convinced that our way of looking at the world is the only correct way. We forget that two people who disagree with one another can often use identical examples to prove their own point of view, and both sides can be uh, both be both sides can be articulate and convincing. Knowing this, we can either buckle down and get even more stubborn, or we can lighten up and try to learn something new. For just a few minutes a day, whatever your slant on life, try making a gentle effort to read articles or books with different points of view. You don't need to change your core beliefs or your deepest held positions. All you're doing is expanding your mind and opening your heart to new ideas. This new openness will reduce the stress it takes to keep other points of view away. In addition to being very interesting, being very interesting, this practice helps you see the innocence in others as well as helping you become more patient. You become a more relaxed, philosophical, yeah, philosophic person because you'll begin to sense the logic and other points of view. My wife and I subscribe to both the most conservative as well as the most liberal newsletters in America. I'd say that both have broadened our perspective on life. Ooh, yes, what a challenge, especially for me, because I'm sure a lot of you. I like to keep my points of view, and you know, if I'm honest with myself, I am pretty stubborn with a lot of other points of view in life, and try to ignore the situation or that person's point of view, and that closes my mind off. That closes me down for openness. There's so much out there in our world that we like to keep ourselves in this little box, and no wonder we get stressed out and frustrated with life because, well, for me, for example, I can tend to do that and say, what, why isn't life happening differently for me? Why ain't I expanding? Probably because I'm not being open to other people's points of view and mine. I mean, for example, for years I've been sticking to the same kind of books, the self-help, the healing books, and etc., etc. And I don't read silly books like, for example, not silly books, but other books to broaden that horizon. Which today I'm going to challenge myself and start a new book. I am in the middle of a couple other ones, but even if I don't start today, I'm going to start a different book. That there's a couple books on my shelf that were given to me that's not even on my topic of interest. So I'm going to open up and do that. I got The Hobbit on the shelf that my aunt gave me to something enjoyable to read. I'm going to read that. So if you're listening, Aunt Jenny, I will get to that book. I still have it, and I'm not going to lose it. I know it's yours, and I want to read it, but I'm reading a lot of stuff in between. So on that note, yeah, we got to stay open to new opinions and new beliefs and quit living in the little box I know I have been living in for 41 years. And, I've been opening up the last several years to different things and new possibilities, and it's time to do a little more of that day by day, little by little. You don't have to stress yourselves out to hurry things up or hurry things along, or just don't. It's not fun to rush because I do that all the time, and I'm gets me more stressed out and all over the place. But anyway, it's a good chapter. Read articles and books with entirely different points of view from your own and try to learn something. I like that. So let's all try to learn something different today. Okay? I love you guys. And remember, if you see me, free hugs, free hugs, free hugs for all. Bye. I'm on my way to the DMV to get a new ID. Might as well get an enhanced ID in case I want to travel anytime soon. I haven't done that in years. But anyway, I gotta get a new ID because I sent financial aid my ID so I can get my financial aid records and passwords from years ago so I can even start the financial process. I sent my ID, but got sent back saying we need another form of ID. Found out my name was spelled wrong on my ID. I guess also I got to be more observant and aware of what's going on in my day to day sometimes too, right? But I'm gonna get that fixed, and because of this, I know I'm not gonna get my financial aid for winter quarter. But you know what? It's okay. It's time for me to slow down, and I'm trying to debate if I should take one class or just take winter quarter off. So anyway, I'm still pondering and praying about it. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day and enjoy today and stay open. I love you guys, and kermie out. Peace.